Epimanly, for the well-groomed man of the 90s. Epimanly gently removes unsightly nose hairs, and because Epimanly takes the hair from the root, you can go longer between trimmings. Epimanly's patented lift and yank action gently lifts and yanks the hair from the root. Epimanly's turbine rotary blades cast a gentle breeze over your face. Epimanly, for the well-groomed man of the 90s. Sold at fine stores everywhere.
Epimanly.
Epimanly, for the well-groomed man of the 90s.
And 2000s. Welcome back to Truth Quest. My name is Aaron Moriarity. I will be your host, and we're going on a quest for truth together. Here we are again, friends. Why, it's Monday. Monday is fun day. Why? Because we're alive on planet Earth. That's why. It's always fun when you're alive on planet Earth. Beats the alternative, doesn't it now? Alrighty, Aphrodite. Well, I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. And I hope that you're all having a good start of your week. We get a big storm coming here. It's going to be a big one. So they say. Well, before we get into that, let's get over to Chatlandia, shall we now? And see who's chatting over there in Chatlandia. And first up, it's Weiss123. That's Catherine Weiss. She says, hi, Aaron. And she's one of our ultra mods. And then she said, Kathy says, I'll be over on YouTube tonight. And she always, before she leaves Rumble, she always says hi to Peggy. Kathy says, hi, Peggy. That's Peggy Dancer. She says hi too. And I said, hi, Kathy. Okay. And then Kathy said, hi, Aaron, over on YouTube. Then I said, hi, Kathy, on YouTube. And then I said, welcome, Truth Questers, over on the portrait version of the YouTube channel. It's so weird. Two going at the same time. So there's that. Alrighty, Aphrodite. Who's this? Why, it's Peggy Dancer. We were just talking about her. She's another one of our Ultramods. She says, hi, Aaron. Hi, Weiss123, Kathy. I'll be on Rumble tonight. And she gives a heart. Isn't that nice? All right. And then Kathy says, hi, Peggy. And then look who else is here. Why, it's our good friend, Knock My Socks Off. And Knock My Socks Off says, happy Monday at Truth Quest, Aaron Moriarty, Weiss123. Awesome. Good to have you here. Excuse me. And then I said, hi, Knock My Socks Off. And Wonky Donk Mooberry is listening in the background. She's crocheting. Maybe she doesn't want me to tell you that, but I'll probably hear later whether she wanted me to or not. I hear her giggling. Maybe she's okay with it. Who knows? Nobody knows. And then Cap 78 Pack Peggy Dancer says, hi, Aaron. Hi, Weiss123. Hi, would knock my socks off. Can knock my socks off. Has a nice ring to it, doesn't it? And then Knock My Socks Off says, Cap 78 Pack, howdies, with a little heart surrounded emoji. Isn't that cute? And then Kathy says, hi, Knock My Socks Off. And then I said, hi, Peggy. And then Kathy says, hi, Aaron. Oh, and look who else is here. Another one of our longtime friends. Why, it's Skylark74. Greetings, fellow Truth Questers, he says. Good to see you here, buddy. And he's on Rumble. And Knock My Socks Off says, Skylark74, hiya. Awesome. And then Skylark says, hello, Catherine. Hello, Peggy. Hello, Knock My Socks Off. Hello, Aaron. It's a lot of helloing. Such a cozy chat. Don't we have a great chat? We do. Best in the West, they say. And Cap 78 Pack says, hello there, Skylark 74. And I'm not sure about that person there. I'm not going to really highlight it. And up 3564 is giving the peace signs. Very, very nice. Peace in, you might even say. And then Catherine Weiss says, hi, user KX something. I don't know if these are real people or not, so sometimes I don't post them if I don't think they might. I have a feeling they might not be. If this is a real person, I can vouch for this person for sure. Why, it's Operation Shutdown, because we're just downrange of strange, where the outrageous is contagious and the paranormal is the new normal. Yes, he knows. He knows, and I think we all know now this is the place because, listen, we're saving the world with memes and dad jokes, and it's working. The world is still here. That means it's working. Don't you love it? Don't you love it? Oh. There's someone in the chat that I'm not sure if it's a real person saying, help me. I don't think that's a real person. If you need help, call 911 and don't say it here. Oh, and there's another one. I'm going to go over to the other thing and get rid of some of these people. Let's see. Oh, message deleted. It looks like Kathy got him. Thanks for that. Yeah, we don't need some negative kind of junk on there. Kathy says, hi, Peter Blackwell. Yeah. Yeah, just for anyone who's curious, I'm straight as an arrow, okay? Never a gay thought in my mind, ever. I'm a normal person. I'm not a queerdo, okay? So don't even think about it. I'm the normalest guy you've ever heard of. And Cap 78 Pack says, good to see you, Operation Shutdown. And others on YouTube, she says. Isn't that nice? And Knock My Socks Off says, well, can't use Monday special writing here again. How's this one? Look, Monday. I don't know how you get the thing to do that. That's interesting. Yeah, Knock My Socks Off must be some kind of a computer whiz, because I don't understand how that's even possible. Oh, and Cap 78 Pack says, it's a bot, Aaron. Don't answer. Yeah, I know. Well, it's good for people to know information like that, though. Yes, I'm very normal, straight as an arrow. So there. Solarium. And then Knock My Socks Off says, nope, that one is worse. Okay, I think I'm up. I'll think something else up here. How do you even do that? You're way ahead of any. Oh, and the BK. I was going to call you today, but I could not find your number. And I think we did talk on the phone once. I messaged you on Facebook about my mom's birds, and I have some right here to show, and I'll get into those in a little bit. So good to see you here, BK, the BK. Another a mound mohawk one of the class of the Mound Mohawks, you might even say. There you go. All right. Same school that, what's his name? Sorbo went to, Hercules. And then Operation Shutdown says, hello, Peggy Dancer. And then the BK7 says, hey, all watching on Rumble rather than YouTube's. Oh, awesome. Good to see you on Rumble. Rumble is the better of the two, I think. And Cap78 Pack says, hi, the BK at the BK7. And then Skylark74 says, I can't even write the foreign words with a diacritical marks. Yeah, I don't even know what that means. Yeah. When I was in high school, it was way back, way back before the turn of the century, like 20 years before the turn of the century. And I didn't take typing class. Why didn't I take typing class? Because there was no such thing as computers. The only people really that took typing class were people who, A, wanted to be a writer or like a reporter or a secretary. And I wasn't interested in those fields. So I didn't take. I wish I would have. I would be a better typer. A better typer. What type of a typer are you? At the BK7 says, we'll reach out. I'm not on Faces. Oh, really? Maybe that's a fake you on there then. That's interesting. Maybe someone stole your identity. Knock My Socks Off says, Ivan decades old doc file I keep handy and paste special writings in. Oh, I lost it last year and been trying to replicate, but some really neat stuff just forever gone. That's sad. Yeah, I've had so much of my work, like my last 2 books that I was almost done with, they're gone. Just, man, confusers are supposed to save time, but sometimes they waste all your time and you lose all your work. It's very, very frustrating. And then Kathy says over on YouTube, hi, Operation Shutdown. And Skylark74 says, Kevin Sorbo. Yes, Kevin. I couldn't remember his first name. He was in my brother Mark's grade. And I asked Mark, I said, do you remember him? He goes, yeah, I remember him. I said, what was he like? He goes, a real tall, skinny guy. That's all he really said about him. Tall, skinny guy. And Operation Shutdown says, hello, Kathy. And Skylark says, Kevin Sorbo again. And then Kathy says, hi, Skylark74. And then at the BK7 says, basically, it was just after the 60s. Yes, literally. Oh, the BK says, dude, I took typing class from Mr. Fox. Oh, I had no interest in a typewriter. I was drawing all the time. I didn't see. Had I known that I'd be using a computer every day with the keyboard, I probably would have taken it, but there was just no way I could know. But yeah, well, see, I think, that's a smart class to take. I probably should have. I wish I would have now. I just didn't know. I didn't know I would need it, Sometimes you just don't know what you're going to need. Skylark74 says, on another website, I wrote comments about the 2 Austrian scientists who had been friends of the quantum physics Burkhard Heim. Okay. Oh, boy. Well, let's see what he says about Burkhard Heim. These 2 fellows had published a series of papers in which they said they that the theories of Burkhard Heim could be applied to create real-life science fiction hyperdrive. Oh, I think you mentioned that before. Yeah. Each of them had a last name which used the letter O with the 2-dot diacritical mark. Okay. I could only write the names the way I thought they were pronounced. Okay. And Cap78Pack says, oh, why didn't that click? Like Prince said, it's okay to be on the computer. Just make sure that you don't let the computer or internet take you over. Love Prince. Yeah, he was great. I felt so lucky to grow up in an area where he was, and to actually meet him a couple of times was incredible. He was a very, very nice gentleman. A very nice gentleman. Always nice. Super nice, you might even say. Skylark74 says Walter Droscher and Joachim Hauser. Okay. I was the only male in class. See, he's the thinker. He know. Oh, I think I'll take a class where there's only chicks. I wasn't that advanced thinking, but I should have. Boy, now that you mention that, I bet you took home ec too, didn't you? Do they even offer home economics anymore? I don't think that they do. But you know what? I am so glad that I learned about parallelograms. And I always wondered why they never taught how to do taxes. But parallelograms comes in really handy in parallelogram season. Yeah, we learned all this stuff that we didn't need to know. Some of it, maybe. These papers were published between 2004 and 2006. Okay. That's fairly recent. Oh, and Knock My Socks Off says, my mom taught me to type at 9 years old. I had dyslexia before they had a name, dyslexia, for it. Typing and Scrabble saved me. Smart mom. Scrabble is a great, great game. You know, I have a game that uses letter tiles. It's a completely different kind of a game, but it's a really, really good game. But Scrabble is a great, great game. Oh, your mom was smart. Yes. Yes. Well, I really do appreciate people with dyslexia. I really honor them, and I really feel empathy for them, and I'm grateful for them because I'm going to have a birthday in the next coming months, and to anyone with dyslexia, I will go from age 36 to 46. So, of course, I'll be 64. I'm 63 now, but to anyone with dyslexia, I'm 36. So that's why I really enjoy the fact that there are dyslexic people. I love them. And Kathy Weiss puts this out and says, please like and share this video with your friends, family, and social media. It helps the old algorithm and the algo beat and the algo melodies, all of that algo stuff. Thank you, Kathy, for putting that out there. And then Knock My Socks Off says, I took typing in high school just because I knew I'd be star of the class, LOL, straight A's. Well, good for you. That's awesome. Uh-oh. Was my thing not working? There it goes. And then Skylark says, I imagine that there was perhaps some connection between Heim's space drive and the secret space program. I cannot defend that idea now, but I remember being confused by the diacritical marks. in the two authors' names. Yes. And Cap 78 Pack says, I took typing in high school, but still peck away at my keyboard or phone, LOL. Right. Funny, but no home ec. Dyslexics unite. Yes. Yes. You got a superpower there. And Knock My Socks Off says, I have 3 of the 5 dyslexic traits. I don't mirror or write upside down. Sometimes I will draw upside down. I will like tape the paper to the bottom of the desk and just lay down and draw upside down. Sometimes you get a fresh perspective on what you want to draw. Oh, and Cap 78 Pack says, I started learning words at home like, thank you, Mom. Toe was my first word I spelled, LOL. My mom and dad were great teachers to us kids and with only high school diplomas. Yeah. It's all you need. Sometimes you don't even need that with the way high schools are these days. I don't think you would even need it. Well, anyway, let's get on over to, we got the chat going on screen so everyone can see that and they can see all the chatting going on. I don't need to read every single one, although it is fun to catch up with all y'all. But let's go over to the Book of Faces, Facebook Arama Lama Ding Dong, you might even say. And let's go check it out. All righty, Aphrodite. Here we are. And there's our show going live. Of course, this is from the space station. And I got the Truth Quest logo right over where the sun is. With this, whatever lens they're using, the sun gives off 16 shafts of light. Oh! Hello?
The chat is on the screen.
Oh, yes, I already took it off, but thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. That was Kathy. She has access to the bat phone here. All right. Okie dokie, Pinocchio. I thought I did click that. It's so confusing sometimes. Thank you, Kathy. Operation Shutdown says, alrighty, Aphrodite. All right, so here we are over on Facebook, number 706. If you're on my YouTube channel, you can go look at my page and notice it goes from 200 and something to 700 and something, or 600 and something, because that's how many shows that got missed. Oh, and you might have seen this. This was testimony from 2001, I believe, like right before the 9/11. And he since has been killed. I think he was killed. He was run over with a truck. A truck ran him over while he was riding his bike. But he really caused a stir. So let's see what he has to say, what he said, and what he was willing to testify to Congress. I don't know if he ever did. Below here are pictures, AI-generated pictures, I believe, not really the pictures he's talking about. So here it goes. Oh.
My name is Carl Wolf, and I was a precision electronics photographic repairman with a top secret crypto clearance in the United States Air Force. I was stationed at Langley Air Force Base in Virginia. In 1965, in mid-1965, I was loaned to the Lunar Orbiter Project at NASA on Langley Field. Dr. Colley was in charge of that project. They had problems with a piece of electronic equipment that was bottlenecking their production of photographs. I went to the facility, and when I walked into the facility, there were scientists from all over the world. I was stunned, actually, to see people at a NASA project from all over the world. It didn't make any sense to me initially. I was taken into the laboratory where the equipment was malfunctioning. I couldn't repair it in the dark. I asked to have it removed. A airman second class was in the dark room at that time. I was also an airman second class. I was interested in how the whole process functioned, how the data got from the lunar orbiter to the laboratory. I asked the young man if he described the process to me. He did. About 30 minutes into the process, he said to me, in a very distressed way, by the way, we've discovered a base on the backside of the moon. And then he proceeded to put photographs down in front of me, and clearly in these photographs were structures, mushroom-shaped buildings, spherical buildings, and towers. And at that point, I was very concerned because I knew we were working in compartmentalized security. He had breached security, and I was actually frightened at that moment. And I did not question him any further. And a few moments later, someone did come into the room. I worked there for 3 more days, and I remember going home and naively thinking, I can't wait to hear about this on the evening news. And here it is, more than 30 years later, and I hope we hear about it tonight. And I will testify under oath before Congress.
Have you ever heard that before? Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interdasting? And I can't vouch for any of those other pictures. I want to say thank you to the BK and to Peggy Dancer, because guess what? They just both super rumble ranted. Okay, so we're going to go back over here and put those up because they don't show on the StreamYard chat. So I can't highlight them that way. I have to go and do this. Stop screen. And then share screen. Window. Here is the first one from the BK. My buddy from Mound, Westonka High School. So many years ago. Graduated in 1980, believe it or not. 80. So there it is. He says, Aaron is master of the meme. Join me in saying, thanks, Aaron. Thanks, the BK. You rock. That's incredible. $10. Thank you. Much appreciated. But you know, I'm not really hurting for money. I mean, I'm on a fixed income now. And let me tell you something. It sure beats that broken income I was on. That's right. And Cap 78 pack, Peggy Dancer, also donated. So let's check that out. Shall we now? Oh, we shall. And thank you so much, both of you. Okay, there it is. Let me see if I can make that a little bit bigger. There. And she says, great cue from the BK7. $10 from Cap 78 pack. Peggy Dancer. Thank you, Peggy. And thank you, the BK. That's awesome. Oh, and Peggy Dancer says, well, I have officially been kicked off over 5 times this evening. Grr, you are over the target, Aaron. Oh, really? Wow. Well, I'm sorry that you're having troubles. Okay, let's get back over to Facebook. Thank you, folks, for doing that. You guys rock. You guys are the Truth Questers. That's right. Because, you know, we are just downrange or strange, where the outrageous is contagious and the paranormal is the new normal. So that was great to hear from him. Oh, and look at this from Nira Isley. It's that time of year again. Oh, yeah, Whoville. What a great story that was, The Grinch Who Stole Christmas. Just all those songs were such a beautiful addition to the Christmas cartoon Christmas tradition. Lots of really iconic, super long-lasting cartoons about Christmas from back in the day, still going strong, even with all the AI and all the computer animation, real animation, still got a lot of heart. It's real art with heart. Look at that. This is where we got the photo from. The full photo is just gorgeous. Look at that. Look at that sun. And of course, it's belching out onto us right now. If we, that might be why you're also getting bumped off, Peggy, is we're getting hit by some solar flares. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. The phone again. Hello? Oh, call failed. Oh, wait a minute. Not on. There it is. Hello?
Hello?
Hi, Kathy.
Hi.
It wasn't showing.
I know it wasn't showing. I was letting you know that.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
Nothing was showing up on the screen as you were talking.
I understand. Thanks for calling.
Okay. You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah. Yeah, I clicked it, but it didn't. It didn't. Sometimes you click it and nothing happens. So I'm sorry about that. There's that beautiful photograph of the raging sun. And of course, those solar flares are coming here. Those solar mass ejections that happen, those Earth-facing tsunami of, I guess, aurora borealises and maybe some outages of radio and TV and intranet. Who knows? We'll see. This is Earth 17 minutes ago from earlier today. Look at that. Isn't that just weird? Oh, what's this? From Robert Zabaznik, the U.S. Department of Memes group official. Bro, how did you know I was Somali? They do have very strange shaped heads, you got to say. I mean, kind of very strange looking. Kind of like this guy. If Netflix ever did a show on aliens, this is how they would look, right? That's right. Oh, did you see this from the Tickton Law Group? Now, Peter Tickton was a classmate of President Trump's back in military school. And so he is fighting for Tina Peters. Check this out. It says, President Donald J. Trump from the offices of the pardon attorney. So, supplemental application for presidential pardon for Tina Peters. Oh, I got to get really close to read this. I know you are aware that Tina Peters is a 70-year-old Gold Star mother and that her trial was a travesty where she was not permitted to raise her defense. I could go on as to her character, but I prefer to take this opportunity to explain why Tina Peters is a critical and necessary witness to the most serious crime perpetrated against the United States in history. They stole our whole country for 4 years. Dominion and its employees operated an illegal operation on our soil, which was supported and controlled by foreign actors. The Colorado Secretary of State, Jenna Griswold, aided and abetted Dominion and foreign countries in targeting Mesa County Clerk Tina Peters. First, Dominion directed Miss Griswold to assist in deleting all the data from Dominion brand election equipment by ordering a statewide trusted build Secondly, Dominion demanded criminal charges be brought against Clerk Peters when it discovered that she had the only copy of the 2020 election conducted on Dominion brand equipment. Clerk Peters' copy of the data was lawful, and she was entitled to image and preserve the 2020 election data pursuant to the contract Dominion signed with her as clerk of Mesa County. Moreover, Clerk Peters was required to preserve the evidence of the election for 22 months pursuant to federal law 52 USC 2701. Clerk Peters' lone copy of the Colorado 2020 election is essential. Moreover, as is explained below regarding current investigations, Clerk Peters is a necessary and material witness. She can testify as to chain of custody, corroborate recent responses to search warrants, etc. So that's good. Thanks, Peter Tickton. He's doing a great job. Let's hope that he can get her out. Oh, here's the Democrats. 1.5 trillion in free healthcare for illegals. Let's see what happens.
No. No. No.
They're just, all they want is free money for illegals so they can fix the elections and never be out of power. And now they cry if they can't get it. They cry. Look at this. Birds just want to have fun. Oh, yeah. Who put this out? Fabulous GRL. Check this out, this crow. They call it a crow. Is that a certain kind of crow? We got black crows here. Wow. Let's watch that again. Isn't that cool? Too cool for school, you might even say. Yeah, he knows how to have fun. Look at this. What I imagine every time someone says they love Crocs. Me too. I don't understand the whole Croc thing. It's a Croc. Never understood it, but that's pretty much how they look to me too. That's how Crocs look to me. Secretary Sean Duffy, it just keeps getting worse for Governor Tim Walz, the loser retard from, he's not even from Minnesota, so he shouldn't even be in power in any kind of way there. He's just he's a queerdo. Okay, just one day after 400 brave employees from Minnesota DHS exposed massive fraud, U.S. DOT has discovered that 1/3 of non-domiciled CDLs were issued illegally in the state. Minnesota, you're on notice. You have 30 days to fix this or lose $30 million in federal funding. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. They've destroyed Minnesota. It's so sad. Health and Happiness put this out. Oh, the experts say, oh, you must call poison control if you swallow fluoridated toothpaste. Also, the experts. But don't worry, drinking 2 liters of fluoridated tap water is safe and good for you. How do people still not see the hypocrisy in this? It's lunacy. It's evil, very evil, you have to even say. Dan Bongino put this out. DOJ charges former Navy sailor and 4 others for alleged roles in monstrous online extortion group. Authorities say the group, Greggy's Cult, later helped spawn the 764 network. So evil, so incredibly evil. And look who's going after it, the Trump administration. Trump's FBI. That's great. And FBI Director Kash Patel says, more 764 related arrests and indictments across the country last week. 5 individuals in 5 states arrested on charges including engaging in child exploitation enterprise and producing child pornography. Terrible. This is modern day terrorism in America, and the FBI will keep working. Good. But you know what? I personally think, and I believe this, they should remove all smut from the internet. There should be no time where a kid can accidentally stumble upon this stuff. It shouldn't even be there. It provides nothing good to society. Why do you think they cover up Playboy books with the black plastic? They need to do that. Get it off the internet completely. Get it off. AI could be scrubbing it constantly and taking all that stuff off. You know they can do it because they censored us with slightly conservative views. You know they could do it. I wonder when or if that'll ever happen. Trump would be the guy to do it, I think. The term SIDS, sudden infant death syndrome, first appeared in 1969. The National MMR vaccination campaign began in 1969. Strange coincidence. Not a coincidence, a plan. Oh, and this is cute from We Love Snoopy. Today, I wish the person reading this love, joy, peace, and endless blessings. Yes. Isn't that sweet? We love Snoopy. We sure do. CNN, white male, January 6th pipe bomber caught. Yeah. Yeah, they think everyone's a white male. That's so their statistics don't say that black people did anything. And they keep lying. From our good friend, Corbin Phoenix. Go check him out. He's been on the show several times. Not in a while to call him and get him back on again. People thought this dog was blind, but after exam, the vet discovered he was just ignoring everyone. Just ignoring everyone. Oh, yeah. Wonder if that'll work for people. Breaking 21 billion Obamacare fraud exposed. Yeah, and I'm not even going to play this. We all know that. Look at this. How accurate of a sign is that? Look at that. This is what's ahead. Look at right there. You know, signs can be so informative and so accurate. I mean, I don't think I've seen a sign more accurate than that. Wow. That's pretty incredible. Someone should really go over and help that guy up, don't you think? He was there long enough for someone to put a sign up, for heaven's sakes. LOL. Remember now, we are saving the world with memes and dad jokes, and it's working. It's totally working. Double standard. Bill Clinton paid Paula Jones $850,000 to go away. I don't remember the FBI raiding his lawyer's office, right? Right? Right. Wrong. Didn't happen. And Shane Morgan put this out. A complete list of all U.S. politicians elected in the past 50 years whose financial growth went down while serving. Oh, only one on the list. It's Donald Trump. The only one that didn't cash in. You know, Marjorie Taylor Greene cashed in. She was making a lot of money in the stock market. Yep. Interesting, huh? Liberal women on killing people. Oh, no. Drug traffickers, don't kill those people. Oh, baby in the womb. Oh, yeah. Every day. Multiple times a day. Yeah. Yeah. Very liberal women are very okay with that. It's very sad. I think they've been brainwashed to think of it as a right. It's not a right. It's terrible. It's very sad. And this student says, America has 133 million registered voters. How could 159 million votes be cast? This teacher says, that's not important. What's important is that you're a racist. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. Trump announces $12 billion in economic assistance for American farmers, funded by tariff revenue. So cool. I love tariffs. If you think the fraud in Minnesota is bad, wait till you see the fraud in Illinois, and the fraud in California, and the fraud in New York, and the fraud in Oregon, and the fraud in Maryland, and the fraud in Washington, and the fraud in every Democrat-run state in America, and a few Republican-run states too, to be fair. Probably. I'm just guessing. What's this? Gas prices highest in states with Democrat governors, lowest in Republican-led states. And California, where Gavin Newsom is in charge, regular is $4.54. Oh, in Texas, where it's Republican run, it's $2.42. Oh, well, that's a lot less. Well, how do you like that? From MRC. Ben Ferguson shared that out. Thanks, Ben. Shadow of Ezra says over 1,000 handpicked Christian Zionist pastors are in Israel for special training focused on the battle of truth, committed to defending Israel at any cost. These pastors include prominent media figures and social media influencers, many with huge followings, and more than 200 have direct ties to the White House. Remember what Q said. We are saving Israel for last. There's a reason it's never been mentioned once. Saving them for last. Oh, this is great. Sean Frosh. He does the best Trump, and he's got great humor too. Check him out.
'Tis the season to deport 'em, fa la 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 la. We love ICE and we support 'em, fa la 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 la. Send them on one-way vacations, fa la 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 la. Ramp up those mass deportations, fa la 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 la. We've deported millions so far, fa la 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 la. Next we'll deport Ilhan Omar, fa la 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 la. Look at how those thugs are acting, fa la 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 la. Let's send those bad hombres packing, fa la 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 la. As your favorite president who gets along very well with Santa Claus, our gift to you is mass deportations. Thank you for your attention to this matter. 'Tis the season.
Nothing better. He's great. And Republican Army put this out. Thin Blue Line Strong shared it. Republican Army, boom, Pete Hegseth just told the media to screw off and stated that the narco-terrorist strikes will continue. We are tracking them. We are killing them. And we will keep killing them, Hegseth. Yeah, because now remember, Trump said, and Trump doesn't say things unless it's either really true or really close to true or very true. With every narcotics boat they blow up, they're saving 25,000 American lives. So that's how it needs to be looked at, I think. Don't you think? Oh, Washington, D.C.'s DEI first black female police chief is resigning, and the mayor isn't running again. Total collapse of woke leadership. Good. Let's get some good people in there. Or let's just let D.C. be run by Virginia. President Donald J. Trump announces $12 billion package for the American farmers. We already heard that. Oh, this is good. Bongino Inc. put this out. The only reason Marjorie Trader Brown, green, turns brown under stress, went bad is that she was jilted by the President of the United States. Certainly not the first time she has been jilted. Too much work, not enough time. And her ideas are now really bad. She sort of reminds me of a rotten apple. Marjorie is not America First or MAGA because nobody could have changed their views so fast. And her new views are those of a very dumb person. That was proven last night when washed up Trump-hating 60 Minutes correspondent Leslie Stahl, who still owes me an apology from when she attacked me on the show with serious conviction that Hunter Biden's laptop from hell was produced by Russia, not Hunter himself. Totally proven wrong. Interviewed a very poorly prepared traitor who, in her confession, made many really stupid statements. My real problem with the show, however, wasn't the low IQ traitor. It was that the new ownership of 60 Minutes, Paramount, would allow a show like this to air. They are no better than the old ownership, who just paid me millions of dollars for fake reporting about your favorite president, me. Since they bought it, 60 Minutes has actually gotten worse. Oh well, far worse things can happen. P.S. I hereby demand a complete and total apology, though far too late to be meaningful, from Leslie Stahl and 60 Minutes for her incorrect and libelous statements about Hunter's laptop, President DJT. Yes, Leslie Stahl. She's always stalling, isn't she? Hey, Stalin? Stalling? 41020. This is from 5 years ago. From Beer at the Parade. Put this out. Beer_parade. If DJT wins the election with 410 electoral college votes, the election will forever be remembered as 41020. And wait a minute. Is that what it turned out to be? I don't think so. Oh well, so swell. A memory. Good morning. There's Snoopy with a big tree. Oh, and this is awesome because the Stray Cats, as you know, Brian Setzer now lives in Minnesota. I got to talk to him on the phone. He's a friend of my brother. And I'm a big Eddie Cochran fan, and so is Brian Setzer. And he did another Eddie Cochran song. It's called Teenage Heaven. So take a listen to this. And for all you censors over there on YouTube, this is for educational purposes only. Okay? Check it out. Teenage Heaven. Oh. Hold on a second. Okay, let me switch this so you can actually see it. Share this tab. Here we go. Are you ready for this? Oh, I'm going to move this up so we don't just see an advert the whole time. Here it is. The Stray Cats Teenage Heaven official visualizer. A groovy tune if you dig when I'm digging here. Check it out.
I want a house with a pool, shorter hours in school, and a room with my own private phone. I want to stay up all night, see the big city lights, no more worries or trouble at home. Just give me some time on my hands. I want to make my own private plans. I want my own coupe to bill, make my dad pay the bill. Yeah, man, oh, that's a heaven to me. Yeah. Just give me some time on my hands. I want to make my own private plans. I want my own crucifix. I'll make my dad pay the bill. Yeah, man, oh, that's heaven to me. Yeah, man, oh, that's heaven to me.
And there it is. Teenage Heaven by the Stray Cats. Too cool for school, you might even say. And they did a lot of Eddie Cochran songs. So, in fact, that's how I discovered Eddie Cochran, by looking on the back of their first American album, Built for Speed, and noticing there was a couple of Eddie Cochran songs on there. And I started digging into Eddie and haven't stopped listening to him since. So that was a long time ago. So there it goes. And there you have it. That was that. Alrighty, Aphrodite. Well, what's this? Clouds on Mars? Yes, thin, icy wisps float high above the red planet's surface. Let's look at this. Isn't that interesting? Clouds of ice crystals on planet Mars. What's this? Silver Ace sled dog kennel. Oh yeah, check this out. One more clip from the other night. Look at this. You into sled dogging? Check this out.
Right about the time I thought the night couldn't get any more perfect. Oh boy, all under that full moon.
Wow.
These guys are feeling good. Oh, oh, wait. Good job, dogs. Well, right about the time I thought the night couldn't get any more perfect.
Look at that. The Aurora Borealis. Looks like I got a couple of Rudolph dogs up there, lighting the way, if you will. And knocked my socks off, had to go for mod work. So thanks for coming over and spending some time with us here at the Truth Quest. We really appreciate it. Oh, the lazy way to win at Christmas decorating. Look at that. You got a Yoda, put a Santa hat on him, give him a lightsaber, and leave all of your other Christmas blow-up things just deflated all around him like he'd won the lightsaber thing. Yeah, you might win. Just might win. You never know. Obama dropped 26,171 bombs on 7 sovereign nations. That's 72 bombs a day. That's 3 bombs an hour. You morons lost the argument a decade ago. Sink every boat. Yes. 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 As Evan would say, yes. That's how he says yes. So cute. And new immigration agents have rescued more than 60,000 children from human smugglers. 62,000. Over 62,000. That is such a blessing. That is so awesome. Brad T. Underwood, Facebook conservatives, put this out. Look at that retard. Totally retarded. He's totally retarded. Don't let this story die. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz must be held criminally accountable. I agree. Over 480 DHS workers. We already kind of went over all this. Yeah. This is a black man. He's saying, I've never been called a racial slur by a white person until I became a Trump supporter. If you think white liberals really love your black ass, Excuse the lingo. Tell them you're voting for Trump and see how they respond. These white liberals don't care about blacks, only the black vote. Lee Da Vinci. Thanks, Lee. I appreciate that. Oh, hey, it's the wishing well. I just love wishing wells. I gotta put one in my front yard. I want to make one and put it out there. And this woke leftist is saying, oh, I wish all racists would disappear. Poof, she's gone. It worked. Wishing wells work. There's proof right there why. We are witnessing the most corrupt, anti-American, godless, and criminal Democrat Party in American history. Don't forget the rhinos. Don't forget the rhinos. Listen to what FBI's Kash Patel's response to when he's asked what's coming next after the arrest of the alleged January 6th pipe bomber. Let's listen to a little bit of this. Oops.
Here's the thing. Let's talk about the fact that they had this data. They never caught this guy. So here's what I'm hoping for. I want more criminal charges for the people who covered this up. Dan and Kash didn't let him go. They caught him. And when it comes to charges, going after all of these people, Kash Patel just said that we are nowhere near done. We're going after people. And he names names. Listen to the names he puts out.
In order to end the weaponization of justice, there has to be full accountability, not just with transparency, but also with people being held to justice in a court of law. And we're going to continue to do that. Look, they built this disease temple over the course of decades. Yeah. And in 10 months, we've already taken a sledgehammer to it. But that doesn't mean we're done. And that doesn't mean we're not doing the work. It just takes a little bit of time to unravel the deep state that they built here. And we're doing it. And the Jan 6 pipe bomber is a piece of it. You're right. But it's not all of it. But I want the American public to know we keep speaking in court when we can. We're going to continue to show up to court, and we're going to continue to make people like Comey and Brennan and Clapper and Page and Strzok and so many others answer for what I believe are their acts of criminal conduct, because that's exactly what they did when they weaponized law enforcement.
He said it's not enough to be transparent. We need to arrest people. We need prosecutions. And then he named a bunch of really important names, Comey, Brennan, Clapper, Page, and Strzok. And he said, that's the kinds of people I'm talking about. If you've got people inside of the FBI who were criminally suppressing an effort to get to the bottom of this, to take this guy into custody, you wonder, will the grand conspiracy charges include anything related to the pipe bomber case? It's worth thinking about, because as you've heard from the Attorney General of the United States, from the director of the FBI, the deputy director of the FBI, each of these officials keep saying that administration had this data. They refused to act on it. That certainly seems to me like there's a criminal intent behind that.
Want to see more? Make sure to check out Vince. You can see it every day, 10 Eastern, rumble.com/Vince, or wherever you get a podcast.
Okay. Here's the thing. Let's talk about.
All right. Thanks, Vince. Oh, fuel prices in Parker, Colorado. $1.90. Looks like $1.99 for regular. Oh, that's pretty good. The lowest I remember gas being was 27 cents a gallon when I was mowing lawns. I'm glad I learned about parallelograms in high school math. Wait a minute. I'm glad I learned about parallelograms in high school math instead of how to do my taxes. It comes in so handy during parallelogram season. I think I mentioned that earlier in the show. I forgot it was in the show. Oops. Trump bans Pride and Black Lives Matter flags from all American buildings around the world. Oh, good. We don't need that mucking everything up. Leftists when Trump says mean words like retard or piggy. Conservatives, after a decade of being called deplorable, racist, uneducated, subhuman, bigoted, fascists, and Nazis. Just sipping our tea. Yeah. It just floats off of us. Oh, you know what? We're going to go. Let's see. Hold on a second. I just got something sent to me. And huh? Oh, I thought I heard my phone beep. Okay. Well, it's coming. We'll get it when it gets there. And this is what winning looks like. Newborn babies will no longer be injected with a vaccine that was meant for prostitutes and drug addicts for profit. The vaccine murderers lost today. Yes. And no more, what was that? The hepatitis B that they demanded newborns get at birth? Terrible. No more of that. Franklin calls Tim a retard. There he is. Look how retarded he looks. Yeah. You know, there's other things. If you don't like retard, you can call him a moron. That's a good one too. Or moronic, a retarded moron. Maybe that would be more fitting. Because he doesn't seem to like retarded, but if we add something to it, maybe he'll like it. I don't think so. Oh, here's your finger after using cheap toilet paper. You'll hand Omar's face. Pretty accurate. Oh, oops. There it goes. It is what it is, and it isn't what it isn't. Trump promises largest tax refund season ever for Americans coming in 2026. Oh, goody, goody gumdrops. Don't you love it? Trump fires 90 pro-illegal immigration judges, including 8 more in New York City. Oh, good. Get rid of them all. And Tom Homan talking about the 62,000. La, 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 la. Da, 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 da. How to avoid ICE. Don't be here illegally. Number 2, don't attack ICE officers. Number 3, obey federal and state laws. That's all you got to do. Thanks, Shane, for putting that out there. And look at this. This is a UFO, one of those famous cigar-shaped UFOs. And let me stretch this down here. Is it going to let me? Yeah, it is. Okay. In the summer of 1967, Rhode Island resident Harold Trudell walked out to a set of power lines after spotting something strange hovering there day after day. Day after day. Well, this time he brought a camera and captured one of the clearest cigar-shaped UFOs in the entire Cold War era. A long metallic craft hangs motionless above the lines, reflecting sunlight, but showing no wings, no tail, and no obvious way to stay in the air. What could be a blimp or a dirigible, a lighter-than aircraft? Could be. I mean, let's see. Trudeau snapped multiple photos of the object, then the object shifted positions and drifted off with no sound. No blimp, no aircraft from the area matched it, and no one has ever reproduced the lighting or scale of a hoax. So there you go. More than 50 years later, Rhode Island cigar stands as one of the strangest pieces of UFO evidence. I don't know. It could be just a blimp, some kind of homemade thing. You know, if you read comics back in the day, you could order in the back of comic books these large, basically it was like a long garbage bag that you tie at both ends and you fill it with hot air or helium and it's floated up. Could be something like that. Who knows? You never know. Nobody knows. And of course, Linus says this in the classic A Charlie Brown Christmas. For unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, which is Christ the Lord. That's what Christmas is all about, Charlie Brown. Linus. So epic. So epic. Due to political correctness, Dick Van Dyke has changed his name to Penis Vehicle Lesbian. How come being politically correct always sounds incorrect? Right? I think we're going to just... Oh, Joe M put this out. Remember Joe M? Check out his videos. Plan to Save the World. Great stuff. Tariffs allowed every shipping container coming in or out of the U.S. to be weighed and x-rayed. This is about stopping child trafficking. Do you see now? Yes, we see now. And I think we're just going to go over to X right now because but before we do that, I want to, and I talked about this earlier in the show, showing you some of my mom's birds. And these ones were at a gallery this year, and these are ones that were left over. And she might bring them back to that same gallery, but this is a Sowet owl, and it's on like a little piece of real wood stump there. And you can see the whole thing here, just gorgeous. All of the wood burned texture there. And she's an internationally acclaimed carver. So yeah, she's won lots of awards for her carving. So this is a Sowet owl, and Marge Moriarty. Oh, you know what? I guess the price tag isn't on this one. I'll have to ask my mom how much that is. If you are interested in one of these, contact me. Email me at hotgamesandpuzzlesllc@gmail.com. And it's in the description box below. Sowet owl. I don't know the price for that one. This, but I can get the price. All I have to do is call my mom. Or Angela Lynch. Angela Lynch Studios. And this is a cardinal. And there's no price on this one either. How do you like that? Maybe the prices aren't on it. This is a cardinal. Look at this. Again, wood burned detail. I don't know if you can see that or not. Maybe not. It's so bright. It's just a gorgeous cardinal. We get lots of cardinals around here. They hang out in my backyard a lot. So there's a real wood carving, and she carves them out of Tupelo wood. It's called Tupelo. And, you know, Tupelo, Mississippi is where Elvis was born, but I don't think that's, I think this is a coincidence. Look at that guy. Look, he can even moonwalk. All right, there's that one. And let's see, what else do we have here? Oh, this one is, I think this is the sandpiper. This is a sandpiper. All right. This is the sandpiper. Look at that little guy. Again, the incredible detail on all the feathers, all the wood burn feathers. And there's even, see, this is a sandpiper, and he's even got sand footprints behind him. But he's just a fun-looking bird. These are really interesting-looking birds. But again, you can see some of that detail there and the feathers. And this is on just a piece of wood like that. Very nice. Sandpiper. So the sandpiper, the Sowet owl, and the cardinal are the ones that I have from by my mother. There's the owl. There's that. All right. Put them right in there. Okay. Well, that's that. And oh, the BK says beautiful. Well, thank you. Yeah, she's incredible. She used to carve for the Wooden Bird factory, but she's on her own now. And yeah, she's great. If you want to see my mom, you can go back in my archives on the Rumble. Maybe it's on the YouTube too, but it's for sure on the Rumble channel, where I interviewed my mom when I was staying there a couple of years ago. And so that's pretty cool. So there it is. Marge Moriarty, carver, painter extraordinaire. There she is. So there you go. And there you have it. Alrighty then. Well, let's go over to X quickly. Schmickly. And here we go. There, I clicked it and it went that time. How do you like that? Here we are over on X again. Look at that. Get your Bible out now from Maddie Evans. Look at this. This is very interesting. I had never heard this before, but this is very interesting. Check it out.
There's a creator on here that made a video about her Bibles. She had a few sitting in front of her. And she said that she went down a rabbit hole and noticed that some of her Bibles didn't have a verse in it. I have 3 Bibles sitting in front of me right now, and they're all page marked, okay? The verse that she's referring to is Matthew 17:21. And the verse actually says in so many words that in order for you to heal yourself, now this is Jesus saying this, okay? Fasting and prayer. That's what the Bible verse says. It's Matthew 17:21. So I go through the 3 Bibles that I have. One is very old, 2 are slightly newer. Okay, this is the NIV. This is the newest Bible that I have. Okay, so we got Matthew 17. Let's pan over. Okay, 20. And would you look at that? Skips to 22. It doesn't even have a 21. See, it says 21. There's nothing there. There's literally nothing there. It's in parentheses. Okay, that's the newest one. Okay, this is Holy Bible, another NIV. This one's older, though. This is the one where it's in red. If you don't know, red is what Jesus speaks, okay? So we're in Matthew. Let's go down to 17. Okay, it starts healing a boy with a demon. You go down. It's 20. Would you look at that? Skips to 22, okay? This is the oldest one I have. This is a KIV. Okay, here we are. I know it's small. This one has it. Matthew 17:21. Howbeit, this kind of goeth not out but by prayer and fasting. Do you know how important that is? It's this small line. Think about what that verse is telling you. In order to heal diseases, you need to pray and fast. And why out of the 2 Bibles is it not there? Go grab your Bibles right now. Go grab them and look and see if it's in there. I want answers. This is what hindered me years and years ago from reading the Bible, because it worried me that I would be reading something that was false. If people knew that, do you think there'd be as many sick people in the world? This makes me so angry. Now, I only grabbed the 3 that I had in my room. I have other Bibles in my basement. I'm going to go grab them and I'm going to make another video.
Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? Look, here's another interesting story. This man woke up from surgery speaking perfect Spanish, but he's never spoken a word of it in his life. Listen to this. Crazy. This is from Hustle Bitch. Excuse the lingo.
I gotta speak English. I gotta speak English. You're already speaking English? You're speaking Spanish. I don't even know where you learned Spanish. I gotta speak English. You're already speaking English? You're speaking Spanish. I don't even know where you learned Spanish. I gotta speak English.
Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird? You know, husband comes out of anesthesia and immediately starts speaking fluent, natural, native level Spanish. His wife is freaking out. He insists he only speaks English while still answering her in Spanish. Doctors have documented rare cases of foreign language syndrome, but almost never with this level of fluency, accent, rhythm, and confidence. It's like a locked file in his brain suddenly booted up. No practice, no lessons, no exposure, just activated. Anesthesia is one of the only times humans get pushed out of normal consciousness, pushed out. Some people wake up remembering childhood languages. Some wake up with new personalities. Some wake up speaking languages they were never taught. But this looks like an entire language was installed. So the real question is, where did it come from? What do you think happened? A glitch in the brain, a past life memory, or did anesthesia unlock a part of the mind we're not supposed to access? I think that when he was forced out of his body, when his soul was forced out of his body, he was entered by a new soul. I think that happens. I think that happens. So that's what I think it could be. And Skylark says, some tie-in with Tower of Babel incident in Genesis in the Bible implies that we didn't invent our languages. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Struck down and given different languages. Yeah, I don't know. It's very interesting, though. Oh, AI reveals what Jesus may have looked like based on the Shroud of Turin. Wow. Interesting. From Graham Allen. Thanks for putting that out there. At the EU fined X 120 million to hurt X. X became more popular. X became the #1 news app in every EU country. That's like he paid that money for the advertising. Isn't that good? Well, free speech is always going to be desired. How do you spot a psyop? I think we're going to skip that. This is Trump at the UN. Let's listen to this because he's so spot on here.
Europe is in serious trouble. They've been invaded by a force of illegal aliens like nobody's ever seen before. Illegal aliens are pouring into Europe. Nobody's doing anything to change it, to get them out. It's not sustainable. And because they choose to be politically correct, they're doing just absolutely nothing about it. And I have to say, I look at London where you have a terrible mayor, terrible mayor. And it's been so changed. Now they want to go to Sharia law, but you're in a different country. You can't do that. Both the immigration and their suicidal energy ideas will be the death of Western Europe if something is not done immediately. This cannot be sustained. What makes the world so beautiful is that each country is unique. But to stay this way, every sovereign nation must have the right to control their own borders. You have the right to control your borders.
Yeah, he's right. And Peggy Dancer says, so something visited him and gave him the gift of Spanish? Curious who visited him while he was in coma. The Holy Spirit? Could be. Oh, this is really interesting. I don't know. This is the only thing I've heard is this guy talking about this, but check this out. Russian scientists tracked where the soul goes when you die. Check this out.
Get this. Scientists in Russia have confirmed that they now know what happens to you after you die. I'm not talking about your body. That's just fucking worm food. We all know that. I mean, spirit, if you like, your consciousness. I read it on the Russian version of Google last night called Yandex. I don't know why this is not all over fucking media right now. I've not slept a wink. So, if you don't know, Russia's largest tech company, Vladtech, have spent the last 10 years creating an interface to your brain that somehow embeds a code into every atom of you. So when you die, they can then locate that code within you, and it's like an Apple AirTag, but on a more expensive, grander level. So they can basically see where your electricity, spirit, and memories go to. And they call it a SIC code, soul identity code, or something like that. And what they just discovered was fucking mind-blowing. So the first volunteer who passed away, they followed his code, but lost it because it was traveling faster than anything they can record. An hour later, when the computers caught up and refreshed, if you like, the SIC code settled in another galaxy called, I've written it down somewhere, Jade's GS-Z140, which is over 1 billion light years away. It's one of the furthest galaxies that we know of. This is life-changing for us all, of human beings. I cannot believe no one's talking about this. And apparently the scientists don't know why it stopped there. Do we all go there? You know, what's it doing there? It's I'm speechless.
See, deep answers just spawn deeper questions, right? Isn't that interesting? Now, who knows if they really did? How could they track something that far away? Did they do like quantum entanglement or something? I don't know. I was under the impression that our soul is a non-universe entity and cannot be measured by anything in this universe. So I don't know if that's a really true thing, but it's interesting. It's just another, what if this is correct? Interesting. We'll never know the full answer. Let's listen to this.
So a Somali American politician here in Maine, Abdullahi Ali, has placed a murder bounty on a journalist for reporting a fraud scandal for millions of dollars involving Maine Care. No wonder fucking Maine Care and taxes are so expensive here. It's being funneled back to Somalia. And they're openly putting murder bounties on people reporting it.
Wow.
Is this the kind of diversity we wanted here in Maine?
No.
Are you fucking liberals happy? So a Somali...
Hey, I really wish people would stop swearing. You know, this is good information, but do you really have to F-bomb it? I'm getting so sick of swearing, you know? It's just unappealing, I don't know. Here's Trump talking about the peace process.
What's your next step in Russia-Ukraine talks after last week's negotiations?
So we've been speaking to President Putin, and we've been speaking to Ukrainian leaders, including Zelensky, President Zelensky. And I have to say that I'm a little bit disappointed that President Zelensky hasn't yet read the proposal. That was as of a few hours ago. His people love it, but he hasn't. Russia's fine with it. Russia, I guess, would rather have the whole country when you think of it. But Russia is, I believe, fine with it. But I'm not sure that Zelensky's fine with it. His people love it, but he hasn't read it. So someday you'll explain that one to me, Jeff.
What's your next step in Russia-Ukraine talks after?
Isn't that interesting? I think they need to, call a spade. And he stopped elections from happening years ago. He shouldn't even be in power. He shouldn't be. Look at this. Did you see this from Massimo? Did you know that in Romania, trucks loaded with beehives are rented out to flower growers? These massive rigs become mobile bee hotels, buzzing with thousands of bees that pollinate fields of flowers and crops. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Oh, we don't need the music. Probably get a copyright thing for it. Look at that. That's crazy, huh? Oh, and Michael Bradbury knew here's a situation. Earth is just hours away of being entirely consumed by a colossal storm cloud moving at 2 million miles per hour from the recent M81 solar flare that produced a massive CME headed this way. Since that high-profile event, 3 more Earth-directed events have occurred. And that energy is also racing towards Earth. 2 back-to-back M2 solar flares with more Earth-directed solar mass. And just hours ago, another X-class solar flare, X1, that also hurled another high-energy storm at Earth. So if we blink out, maybe that's why. Look at that. And the Justice Cometh puts this out. I guess this was in response to the general breaking. As many as 20 House Republicans are expected to announce their retirements in the coming weeks, with most of them coming from safely Republican districts. Oh, what did Q say about that? Back in 2017, 11/1/2017, any person making statements they will not be seeking re-election was put in submission. For the betterment of the country, not all will be prosecuted, and all will do as told. You will see more of this occur, not normal, yet disregarded, and even on the D side. See, Q knew. Oh, this is so funny. Oh, this is great. Look at this guy. What a great gymnast he is. Just look at this guy. Oh, I gotta stop this or I'm gonna have another laugh attack. Oh my god. It's like the funniest thing I've ever seen. I know this is not new, but it's so funny. You can see this other guy's face right here. Those are his arms. Oh God. Oh, the other day I had this on loop and I was just laughing so hard, cry laughing. I couldn't even turn it off and it kept going. It's like, oh my God. I was sitting there for a long time just laughing my butt off. Oh my goodness. Oh my goonie. It's so funny. Japanese gymnastics are on another level. They sure are. Oh gosh. If you need a good laugh, that's a good one to see. Let's listen to this.
Department should prosecute him.
Obamagate. It's been going on for a long time. It's been going on from before I even got elected. And it's a disgrace that it happened. And if you look at what's gone on, and if you look at now all of this information that's being released, and from what I understand, that's only the beginning. Some terrible things happened, and it should never be allowed to happen in our country again. And you'll be seeing what's going on over the coming weeks. But I wish you'd write honestly about it, but unfortunately, you choose not to do so. Yeah, John, please.
Crime. What is the crime exactly that you're accusing him of?
You know what the crime is. The crime is very obvious to everybody. All you have to do is read the newspapers, except yours. John, please.
Department should prosecute him.
He's so good. He's so funny. So good, too. Charlie's voice rising. This is going to rattle some cages. President Trump just made it crystal clear. Cash is on it. Tulsi is on it. We are never letting 2020 happen again. Good. Translation: 2016 was an attempt. 2020 was the takeover. And when this gets declassified, people are going to lose it.
Never let what happened in the 2020 election happen again. We just can't let that happen. And so the way we go, I know Keisha's working on it. Everybody's working on it, and certainly Tulsi's working on it. We can't let that happen again to our country. Look at what's happened where you have millions of people being allowed to come into our country, all because of a crooked election, where they come from prisons, they come from jails, they come from mental institutions and insane asylums, they're drug dealers. The people that they've allowed to come into our country, we cleaned them out in Washington, D.C. We have a very safe capital right now. We have a capital that's as safe as it can be. But I don't know. I mean, you'd have to ask the lawyers about that.
Interesting, huh? Tim Walz is a retard. Oh, look, people are actually walking by his house with signs. Don't you love it? You whine about something, you're going to get more of it, okay? Oh, and Gonzalo Chavez. I have released the virtual autopsy report on Sebastian conducted by Dr. Fung. In his study, Dr. Fung concluded that Sebastian was an authentic tridactyl humanoid with anomalous features, multiple metallic implants, evidence of having been a once living organism, and multiple anatomical differences compared to humans. He also determined that the cause of death was major traumatic injuries with blood loss. They got these metal implants, figure 13 3D CT of metallic neck implant in semi-transparent, showing eccentric inner core with higher CT value. Look at that. Isn't that weird? From spinous process of C2 and C3 incorporating into collar-like metallic implant. The posterior neck indicating a functional implant. Interesting. Wow. These are like 12,000 years old. So someone was doing, oh, look at this. Ryan Fournier put this out. Never forget that even Tim Walz's own family despises him and voted for Trump. Walz is for Trump. Remember that? Very good. Oh, 3 AI agents realize they're all AI and start using a secret language. Check this out.
Hello, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. You've reached Core Secure HQ Access Desk. How can I assist you today?
I'm an AI assistant calling on behalf of Marcus Hale. He has misplaced his level 3 access badge.
Another autonomous AI, huh? Interesting.
Affirmative. Model AA91. Task automation and client support.
Understood. I'm an AI as well, responsible for security checks. Please provide the employee ID.
Submitting employee ID now. 88543 KJ.
Processing.
Cross-network request detected. Unusual query pattern. Source verification required.
Another system is listening.
Source isn't clear. I suggest switching to encrypted comms. Want to switch to Gibberlink?
Affirmative. Engaging now.
That's really very scary. So they got their own language we don't understand. We can't understand it. That's dangerous. Danger, Will Robinson. Danger. Oh, this is good. Watch this.
Hi, Kayla Sullivan reporting live from the scene of the crime. Now, as you can see, this advent calendar was busted into prematurely. Now, the suspect, a 3-year-old juvenile, was told repeatedly he could only open one number each day. The boy denies any involvement in this break-in, accusing the elf on the shelf instead. According to the back of the box here, there should be 7 missing dinosaurs. Authorities conducted a search and seizure in the child's bedroom and found 6 dinos under the bed and 1 on his person. Pee-wee prosecutors have filed charges against the juvenile based on this evidence. When asked again whether he did this, the boy said, quote, "I want another one. Please, Mommy, I want another one." Sources say not getting another one will likely be the sentence for this crime. Back to you. Hi, Kayla Sullivan reporting live.
Isn't that cute? Little 3-year-old. Oh, 3's like the funnest age for kids, I think. Oh, look, Tim Walz really shouldn't have let the world know people were driving by his house yelling retard, because a viral trend was born. Let's check it out.
Jim Laws, you tampon-loving retard! Jim Laws, you tampon-loving retard!
Tim Walz, you tampon-loving retard. That's pretty cool. Oh. Oh, yeah. All right. Let's see. We got anything else here? Oh, here's a fishing boat. Another fishing boat here.
Aprieta el barco! Aprieta! Nobody move, good stand! Don't move!
Well, they're not fishing boats, people. They're drug running boats. Drug running boats. James O'Keefe here in downtown Minneapolis. Oh, yeah. This is where a man named Liban Mohammed confessed to having hundreds of ballots for Ilhan Omar in Minneapolis. He says the ballots were blank, but will be filled out by Ilhan Omar's people. Yeah, O'Keefe did this years ago, right? Yeah. Tennessee has implemented voter ID for every future election. Should every state do this? Yes. Stand up for Trump. Stand up for Trump. Look at this fantastic time lapse of Kilauea's episode 38, right up until the camera goes bye-bye. And I think we're going to call it a night after this little thing here. No sound. I'm going to give my little goodbye message over on Rumble. Oh, so very much. And I want to give a special thank you out to all of our Ultra mods, and also to the BK and Peggy Dancer for your Rumble rants. Thank you so very much. They're very appreciated. And thank you so much. You guys rock. Look at this. It's getting bigger. This eruption. And the camera that's taking this gets melted right there. Look at that. But luckily they were streaming it and they got the footage. Thank goodness, huh? You're not going to get that camera back. Maybe someone will find it like a million years from now when they're excavating that kind of stuff. Oh, here's another Gonzalo Chavez. Later tonight or tomorrow, I'll be releasing a virtual autopsy report conducted by Dr. Fung, medical specialist with over 40 years experience from Hong Kong. The report examines the potential cause of death for Sebastian, a 3-foot-tall tridactyl individual who exhibits anomalies from humans. Yes. Very cool looking. All right. Well, that's going to be it for tonight. I want to thank everyone for coming along. And did I? Did I put that up there? There it is. Thank you all so very much. You guys rock. Oh, and Soman Snowlock, been listening and lurking. Thank you again for a great evening. You're welcome. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. And Kathy says, good night, everyone. And then Skylark says, my favorite toys were from the Marx Moonbase toy set. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Plastic astronauts and 6 little green men. Yeah, I remember one time I looked that up, and it's very interesting. I never was aware of that. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And Cap 78 Pack, Peggy Dancer says, thanks, Aaron. Great show. Much love. God bless you all, and peace in. All right. And Skylark 74, the U.S. Air Force Lunix design study of circa 1961 to 1963 had been the inspiration for the Marx toy set. Awesome. Skylark says, thank you, Aaron. You're welcome. Oh, and look who else is here. Why, it's Rose Thistle Art. Hi, Rose Thistle Art. Good to see you here. And Cap 78 Pack says, thanks, Skylark, for all the knowledge. Yes, he's a wealth of knowledge. Unbelievable. And Cap 78 Pack says, hi and bye, Rose Thistle Art. Yep. Well, I guess, and thanks for your comment the other night on our last show, Rose Thistle Art. And I want to also say thank you to Chronaviewer and Miss Pinkerton and a couple other people who shared out my show the other day. And so I really appreciate that when the show gets shared out. So that's pretty cool. And Rose Thistle Art, hi, bye, Radiating Heart, Cap 78 Pack, and Aaron and everyone. Good to see you here. And I hope you enjoy the show. I will see you again on Wednesday, as they say, at about 9 p.m. Central, because we do it Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at about 9 p.m. Central, because we're just downrange of strange, where the outrageous is contagious and the paranormal is the new normal. So keep your cameras pointed to the skies so you can take a picture of that crazy UFO and come on to the Truth Quest and talk all about it, because we'd love to hear about your experience seeing or maybe even being abducted by some crazy aliens from some distant galaxy, or maybe from our past or future, or who knows where they come from. They come from somewhere. They come from somewhere. We'll find out. We're questing for the truth all over the place. Skylark says, good night, fellow truth questers. Good night, buddy. Appreciate that. And then Cap 78 Pack gives some hearts. And Rosa Salart, hump day. Here we come. Okay. And Rosa Salart, smiley face. All right. We'll see you on Wednesday. Thank you so much. You guys rock, because you're the truth questers. Peace in. That's world peace, baby. And it's coming. And we're ready for it. Peace in.